Hi, this is Jay Hart. Now here's a scrapbook, glue book. It's really large and I'm not sure if I've got the good camera angle. It's about 8.5 by 11. About the size of a cardstock, like this cover is cardstock. Ring bound. Okay, so this is a magazine page. A couple of different images, like these are different. These are paper napkins that I know I got from Tuesday morning, and I have mounted a couple of them on black, so it kind of matches the background. And here's a Chinese food fortune. Say hello to others, you will have a happier day. And this is ripped out from a magazine, and I've added some different black and white images. And this is from a Beatles songbook, and here's a little bit about the Beatles. And this is just a collage of green stuff. The lyrics to a Beatles song. Okay, these are kind of red and black images. I got a lot of these from Mary. That I think I tried to use them up. And this is from a CD box that I fussy cut around. Cheryl Milnes. And this was a collage of newspaper comic strips that I have cut up and did them again. I'd have to look at that more closely. And Real Life Adventures, that's from one of the comics. And this is cut out from a magazine, and I have colored in with a black marker. So you can still see the people and what they're doing, but not any more detail. Okay, if you care to read that. Okay, now here is a piece of cardstock that I wasn't going to do anything else with, just added some interesting black and white images. Oh, this is from a magazine. Looks like it's either Daphne's Diary or Flow magazine. I bet you it's Flow. Okay, Foundation for a Dream. That's what I called that page. Okay, now here's some blue and yellow things. I got a lot of these things from my traveling from last fall when I went around the New York, the New England states. And there's the back of that. Golden Beatles songs. Yeah. No, I should move that closer to the, okay. Anyway, and here's something from, the background is from a magazine, and then I just added some pictures of what looks to be like moms. And here's the back of that, but I didn't want to cover the recipes. Okay, so here's a black and white. August 20th, 2020 is when I was traveling, and that's getting closer to my birthday. And there's the back of that page. Don't want to cover that. Now these, I just added in some miscellaneous, and these are smaller pages. Okay, 7 by about 10. And this is a paper napkin, and I went to see this. I may have gone to see that at the library. Maybe I don't really remember that one. So this was an interesting page. It's a magazine page, and I've cut out the road in the image and added a map. And here's a map, background, and a suitcase, and I made it into a belly band here. So this suitcase could actually be moved out, but you can see the guy Back there's traveling, the traveler. Here's some more travel pages on a background. Austin, I used to live in Austin, Texas. Potato chips. Sometimes I buy the product just for the packaging. Okay, so here's some more traveling, and yeah, I think these are different that I've just pasted on. Nebraska. And I didn't want to cover up the back of that brochure. So here is a collage of perfume bottles. So I started out with some of the perfume bottles. Were they on there already or not? But anyway, interesting bottles. And I didn't want to cover up this page. That was kind of interesting, where this guy is he doing a jigsaw puzzle, or is he playing card games or eating a snack? So this is just a page from a newspaper that I didn't want to do anything with, so I glued that onto a piece of paper bag. And over here is something, I did a video on how I did these two pages, where I went through a small travel brochure or a magazine or something, and I picked out some images, and like this is glued on, that's glued on, and this is glued on. So it's really simple to do a project like that. And I like using brown paper bags. I like the color. Okay, so this is an exhibit at the Dowling Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida. And this is this flower. I cut it in half and put the other half down here. And you can see some of the words from the paper bag. So this was a collage from a magazine. And I added the word home and mounted it on some black. This, I reworked this Pandora jewelry advertisement to say and or conflicted or too many choices, and or. And this, I took two images, cut them apart in strips, and then wove them back together. And this was an interesting story. I think I've used these images a couple of times. That was interesting to rework that advertisement. And this one's also reworked. The basic one is with the jewelry and the background, and I've added this, I added this, this and this, and this branch to fill it in, because it was too blank. This was an interesting newspaper, and I found a color picture of him, the same picture, and glued it on the top. And this one is Reimagining Rene Magritte. So I cut out the model and then mounted it with some black and white and red text behind. And I do like to sign and date my work. This, all I did was I cut out the eye, the circle here. I don't remember what was back there, but I gave that a new eye color. And this was from a Talbot's catalog that I cut out the inside here and put something that looked more or less like a pond or a lake, and then added these words. And here's some Valentine's images. Celebrating love. Just collected that sort of thing for a while until I had a lot. And here's more or less browns and yellows. This looks like Lady Bird Johnson. And this is Hemingway. But I've added some images, like the cigars to mount to frame his picture. Just some interesting images. I think that's the Rosetta Stone. Don't quote me on that. Now, this was interesting. I was inspired by this artist that I saw maybe on Instagram. So what I did was I cut these pictures in half diagonally, and then I switched them around with this side. See, this is the top of this. And I did that again. There's another one later on. Okay, it's always better when we're together. So here's some couples. And this was interesting, something I saw on Pinterest or Instagram, where the center was cut and then flipped upside down. So the sky becomes the ocean in Venice. Okay, and here's where I did that technique where I sliced down the diagonally and then switched them. So like this is the bottom half of this is the top half. I did that many years ago. And this is a map with some travel, what do you call those, posters. And this was fun. This was a magazine thing that I cut out, and I added some pictures. Oh, just some miscellaneous black and white, and here's another one of those smaller pages. This is a napkin decoupaged onto a piece of cardstock, and these are Dollar Tree butterflies. Movie tickets that looks like a subway ticket. And on the back is a different napkin decoupage, some more Dollar Tree butterflies, and this is actually a napkin. I might have had only one of those. This was fun. This is a collage of images of flowers. And here is some dictionary definitions of rose. And here's the back, which is a piece of music. So each page has several layers. If they're sturdy enough, I have reinforced the weak ones, and it's bound with rings that make it very easy to turn the pages.